All right. Hello, my friends. Sorry, I hope that clap wasn't too loud. I'm just a little nervous. I get a little nervous doing these tutorials, I'm going to be perfectly honest. Because, again, I haven't done many tutorials in my life. So I'm very new at all this. So forgive me if this all isn't as great as it could be. So today we're going to do another one of the actual tutorials in the game. Where are you? There we go. Invasions. Now I'm using my primary character here, so all the tutorials have been completed for this character. Don't worry about that. And you're not going to want to go through these all at once because the training manual will actually tell you when to do these tutorials. So we're going to do the invasions tutorial. When you become rank 4 commander, you can start doing planetary invasions. Planetary invasions are almost their own little game. In fact, they're so good and so fun that they got spun off into their own game a few years after this called Star Legions, I believe. But here, once you reach commander, you can start doing planetary invasions. You'll start doing planetary invasions on lower tech level planets. It's the higher ones that are the real trick. So we're going to do tutorial 7. Come on, buddy. Invasions. I keep clicking out of the window. That's why it does that. So a couple things. One, we're kind of gonna go with the training manual a little bit, but then we're not. I'm going to start and then by looking at the training manual, and then we're just going to, I'm going to do my own thing. Yeah, don't worry about that because we're in a tutorial. All right. So right now we are over a neutral planet that we are going to invade, 20A. Now, if you want more detail about this invasion, you go to G, Strategy, I, Invasion. We only have one invasion scheduled right now. That's 5. It's tech level 4, which is kind of like Industrial Revolution, I believe. Our command, as you see at the bottom, is yes. So we are doing this tutorial. Now, later in the game, if you want, excuse me, once you're an admiral and a sub-admiral, you can actually tell your other battle fleets to do the invasion instead of you if you want to not do invasions. But right now, we're going to do the invasion because, we have to show you how this works. So when you schedule an invasion and when you're of a certain, before you become sub-admiral, let me remind you, to schedule an invasion, you have to go through comms, send a message to fleet command, and request the invasion. And see how that's already active? So because we've requested that invasion, the invasion fleet is here. Once you're an admiral, you can just schedule your own invasions. Or once you're a sub-admiral, you can schedule invasions whenever you want. But right now, when you become a prefect, level 4 commander, when you become a commander, which is rank 4, you still have to ask Fleet HQ for an invasion. You can't schedule them yourself until you become a sub-admiral. You can also see information about the invasion fleet in Fleet Command. If you hit Alt F to go to Fleet Command and then page down a little bit, well, there's a bug. We're finding bugs as we do these tutorials as well. So I'm going to tell the developer Trevor about that because hang on. Yeah, see, the troop ship is in orbit. See right there? Troop SHP. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things down. One is in orbit. One has been assigned. So one is in orbit. So that should show up on Fleet Command. For some reason it isn't. But there it is. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's probably a bug. We'll get it fixed. We've been finding quite a few bugs as I play through these tutorials, which is good because we're getting them fixed. So, like I've said before, I'm playing a beta version of this game. Not all the bugs are fixed. We're still finding them. We're still doing a code audit. This is a lot less buggier than it used to be, and it's getting better all the time. So, just please have faith that all this will be quashed by the time you can buy it. That's our plan. We want to get all this stuff. We're going to get all our ducks in a row, basically, before you can buy it. So that's what we're doing. So right now, we have an invasion fleet in orbit, which is the troop ship and then our fleet. And as you can see, you can see on the LRS there, the long range scanner, there's a ship, one of our ships just outside of orbit. That's probably the escort for the troop ship there. All right, so now we're going to start preparing the planet for invasion. So what the manual wants us to do is we're going to go to strategic G and then planet, and then we go to orbit control. All right, so now we are in orbit, and there are, oh, interesting. It's a little different than the manual. Manual says there are 10 cities to start with, but here there are 6. So, now sometimes the program will put cities very close to each other. So from orbit, they look like they're in the same spot. So what you can do is use the locate command and then, locate city 1. So we're going to, and then we can view the city. So you hit L, then you hit 1. So that's city 1. So let's take a look at it. Okay, there are 12 units, only 5,600 troops. All right. Let's take a look at city 2. And then we hit V to view. Oh, only 7 units. Okay. Locate city 3. And then view. 10 units. Okay. Locate city 4. All right. And view. Okay, only 8 units. 2,900 troops. Okay, city 5. V for view. Only 8 units. And locate city 6. View. 8 units. Okay, so clearly city 1 is their capital city because it's got the most units and the most troops. So we're going to kill it from orbit before we do anything else. So let's bombard. So that's an important warning. To officially capture a planet, you have to capture 1 city. You can bombard the rest if you want to, but you have to capture at least 1 city for a planet capture to count. Now, it might be tempting to bombard all the cities except 1 and then just capture that 1 city, but you get fewer points that way and then fewer Krells. And you need Krells to upgrade your battle cruiser later in the game. So it is in your best interest to, and let's just say lore-wise, High Command wants cities intact. So you want to basically have as many cities intact as you can at the end of a mission. So it might be tempting to bombard the hell out of everything, but if you have the time and the patience, capture as much as you can. So yeah, but we're going to bombard that 1. Okay, that city is destroyed. Now let's locate city 2 and view it. Which one had the 8? Which one had 8 troops? No, that one had 10. So that's the second most powerful city on the planet. So we're going to bombard that one. Oh. Well, let's try this again, because I don't think that was supposed to happen. Okay. Yeah. When you successfully conquer a planet, you want to drop off legions so the enemy can't retake it, or they have a harder time than usual retaking it. Okay. So, all right. So, okay, we're going to try this again. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so we're going to quit back to the main menu. Yes. All right, so we're going to try that again. 7. Oh, mercy, that was funny. Okay. So let's go back to strategy, planet control, planet, and then orbit control. All right, still 6 cities. So now we are going to do the same as before. No, things have changed. Interesting. Well, we'll just take all 6 cities. So we're going to select all cities. Yes, we do. Now the game has selected all 6 cities. And so if we go to invasion, which is I, we have our invasion control here. Now, invasions are, again, almost their own separate game. So you see how you have 8 zones? You can handle up to 8 zones at a time. So you can only invade up to 8 cities at a time. So if a planet has like 16 cities, you got to do a batch. You got to do them in batches of 8, because that's apparently what the game can handle. So you can hit the F1 through F8 key to look at the actual zone here, and you can see where the troops are. All right, so I'm going to show you how to do one zone. And also you can use the arrow keys left and right to cycle through. You see how the enemy units change. So zone 1 has 8 enemy units, 3,700 troops, no surface to air lasers, and no point defense phasers. So relatively undefended. So what we are going to do is we are going to assault at A, and we're going to select the quadrant. See how, so it's 4 quadrants, and we want the southwest quadrant, 3. And then we're going to send down, we have 16 shock troops. We're going to send down 4. Now, we're going to wait a minute. See the time up there? We're going to wait a minute until the shock troops beam down. You can hit backspace like you can in the main view to pause the game if you need to. And you can still give a variety of orders. All right. Now we have 4 shock troops on the battlefield. Now, you see the firepower between the 2 forces? That's because, again, these are relatively low technological forces. So even though they have more troops than us, we have more firepower than them. And you see our firepower going up as the clock ticks up? That's because shock troops are a bit disoriented when they beam down. So if they have a little time, they can get their bearings and be much more effective. Now, right now, everyone is in protect mode, so they are ordered to basically stand where they are. And you can give them orders to move, withdraw, stop, pursuit. So you can give individual orders, or you can give general orders to everyone by going to General Command and then you can give all your units in the field a specific order, like capture. Capture will obviously capture all the see those gritty looking things? Those are city squares that have to be captured in order to capture a zone. Reduce is focus on enemy units. Take out the enemy units. Protect is protect yourselves and your friends. Standard is kind of a mix of capture and reduce. Direct is like direct control. We can give each unit direct control if we wanted to as well. And we're going to with the order system. So with the order system, we are going to tell this unit to construct a landing pad because you need a landing pad to bring down the big guns, the warrior cohorts. So I'm giving these units orders to move here, basically selecting enter, and while move to is selected, I give them orders. So they're gonna move down next to the they're gonna move down near the unit down there. As you see, they're starting to move down near this unit that's building a landing pad, and you can see the ETA there. We have a little bit of time before the landing pad has been built. So what we're going to do is now we have drop ships to deal with. So we have a drop ship. Now drop ships are how we send down the warrior cohorts. Shock troops can beam down to a planet, and they're like the first guys you send down, or people. They're not all guys. They're the first folks you send down to clear a path for the warriors. So what we're going to do is we're going to board by hitting B. We're going to board warriors onto the drop ship, and we're going to board all 6. So now we have a warrior cohort of 6. We have 6 warrior cohorts. It's a hard word for me to say. Cohorts in the drop ship, and you could. You can only deal with one drop ship at a time. But right now, there are 6 warrior cohorts on that drop ship ready to launch. So now we go back. And we wait a little bit while our troops protect the landing pad. As you can see, the enemies, the red, they're slowly coming in a little bit. Not getting too close, though, which is probably smart on their part. All right, so we're close enough now that you can send the drop ship down before the landing pad is done, but you got to time it right to make sure the drop ship arrives by the time the landing pad is done. So as you can see, we're almost to the point where the landing pad is done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit drop ship D, launch, making sure we're in the right zone, launch, and we're launching it to zone 1. Yes, go. And now the drop ship is heading down. So now that we go back here, we'll see a new ETA for the drop ship to so now we're going to move you up here. All right. So now we got to wait a little bit for the warriors to come by. So now we're going to just hang tight a second and protect the landing pad while the warriors are on the way. And you can see some of the enemy is getting a little bit close. They're going to probably try and probe us a little bit. Here we go. The fight has started. I'm not too worried about it because we have way more firepower than they do. All right, the drop ship has landed. It is going to drop off the cohorts. As you can see, those are the tanks. Oh. All right, so now, as you can see, our firepower has increased dramatically. So we don't really need the shock troops anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit General, Command, Withdraw, and the key corresponds to the capital letter of the word. So withdraw, and we are just withdrawing the shock troops. So the shock troops are going to beam back up. So let's give them a second to beam back up. Oh. Add to unstick time. And now the shock troops will beam up in a second. Oh, well, maybe not one of them because now they're fighting. Well, they were fighting. Took out that enemy unit relatively quickly. All right, so come on, buddy, you can go. Why isn't that guy going? Come on, buddy. Huh. Maybe he doesn't want to. Orders, withdraw. I just gave that one individually a unit to an order to withdraw. So now the shock troops are gone. So now what we're going to do, now that the shock troops are gone, is we're going to give a general order. So general command, and we're going to give these guys a reduce order, and that is going to have them focus on taking out all the enemy units. So we're going to give them a reduce order. And we'll just watch a minute while you can see what they're doing. Well, hang on a second. Now that our shock troops have beamed back up to the ship, we can look at Zone 2. Let's see. Okay. So we can now use some shock troops on Zone 2. Yeah, Zone 2. All right. Zone 2, we're now going to assault. We're going to hit the northwest with 6 shock troops, just to be safe. Yes. All right. So you can, can you see in this display there the white dots attacking the red dots? You can monitor all the current invasion zones from here if you wanted to. And it tells you Invasion Zone 1 planetary unit was destroyed, that sort of thing. Okay, so now I've stopped time because all the shock troops in Zone 2 have beamed down. So now we are going to give this guy an order construct. Right, so now we're giving that guy an order to construct a landing pad, which will be done in a little bit. Now, while that landing pad is being worked on, we will see the next dropship is empty. See down at the bottom there. We're going to load the next dropship up with some more warriors. As you can see, we still have 22 warriors in orbit. If you see the orbit column in the table, we have 22 units. We have 22 warriors in orbit. So we're going to go D for dropship, board, B, warriors, W, 6. Boom. Let's see how they're doing in Zone 1 right now. Okay, it looks like they're pursuing the enemy units. They're on the reduce. And you can just go straight from one zone to the next by hitting F1 and F2, for example. There's only 6 units of theirs left. Oh, 5 now. Oh, and they're consolidating. They're trying to support each other. Oh, and that one's probably going to bite it. Yep. 4 left. All right. So now we're going to go to General Command Standard, which will be a mix of capturing and reducing, I believe. All right, hang on. The landing pad is complete, in invasion zone 2. So we are going to launch the dropship. We have zone 2 selected, so we're going to hit dropship, launch, and we do want to go to zone 2. Yes. So now we have a dropship on the way for zone 2. Up. They have surrendered. Good. Now we will give these guys an order, general command, withdraw. And because there's only warriors here, we don't have to differentiate between shock troops and all troops. Now the warriors will head back to the dropship down there and head back into orbit. How are we doing in zone 2? All right. The dropship is almost here. This is going to be a slightly longer than usual tutorial, I realize, because we have to invade the planet, but that's okay. The dropship is here. All right, and everyone's dropped off. So now, before we do our thing, we're going to hit General Command, withdraw, and then we're going to withdraw the shock troops. Let's wait for them to go back. Yep. There we go. All right, they're all gone. Now we can give a general command standard. Go. Now they're going to do a mix of reducing and capturing. So now we've captured zone 1. We're in the midst of capturing zone 2. Zone 3 only has 7 units. So we're going to have a little fun. Yeah. So you don't need to build the landing pad every time. So here's what we're going to do. Zone 3 has 7 troops. So what we're going to do is assault. Hang on a second. Let's take a look at zone 3. Okay. Probably want to beam up in the northeast there, because there's fewer like mountains and rivers and stuff for them to get screwed up with when they beam down. So now we're going to assault zone 3, northeast, quadrant 2. We're going to send 8 down there. Yes, we are. And then hang on, let's look at 4. Oh. Interesting. Ah, interesting. The dropship was being threatened, so it took off. Because an enemy unit got a little too close. That's not unfair. It's what it's supposed to do. All right, so our firepower is so superior to these guys, we don't need to worry about warriors. So general command standard. Go, go, go. And now we're going to send the shock troops to zone 4 as well. Let's see, where in zone 4 should we send them? Where's probably the safest? I'm going to say the northwest over there. We're going to assault northwest with 8 shock troops. Let's do it. Yep. Did they destroy the landing pad in zone? Oh, good. They didn't. Good. Good job, everyone. General command withdraw. So the nice thing is, this is a nice little feature that's been added. If there's no dropship here, but you have a landing pad and you order a withdrawal, a dropship will be dispatched to pick them up. As you can see, the shock troops are having a bit of fun with these guys. All right, so now that these guys are here, general command standard. Standard. Yeah, let's do standard. And now these guys are going to start attacking and capturing as well. Yeah, not many left. We've lost 80 troops. They've lost 1,400. And the dropship has landed. So they're going to load up. Oh. They're going to load up into the dropship. Yep, see? They're loading onto the dropship now. How's everybody doing? 90 versus 100 troops versus 11. They've lost. Yeah, I like these odds. I'm enjoying these odds. Okay, yeah, I think Zone 3 is about to be ours. Up. Booyah. General Command, withdraw all. While shock troops are on the field, it asks you whether you want to withdraw just shock troops or everybody. Oh. Beautiful. Oh. Well, I guess news travels fast. And the planet has been subjugated. Huzzah. See, that's how you're supposed to do it. Not that first attempt, which is funny. All right, so you can see all the zones are white now. That means we've taken over everybody. Okay. So Legion 1 and Legion 2 earned battle honors. Eventually a Legion, if they earn enough honors in battle, can name themselves. We're going to drop off... yes. Just drop off all the Legions. It's a tutorial. Again, you want to drop off at least one Legion, if not more, because in later stages in the game, when you're an admiral, the enemy can take a planet back that you have taken. I have seen it. It is, sorry about that. It is a scary thing to see a planet lost that you took. It is not a good thing. So you definitely want to leave, folks on the planet, warriors on the planet to protect your new asset from being reacquired by the enemy, basically. So now the invasion is done. That planet is ours. We have 180 Krells and 40 slaves. Remember, these are the bad guys. So they have slaves. You're playing the bad guys in this game. Don't forget. Playing a simulation of the bad guys. So that is basically the quick and dirty on how you do invasions. You will get a lot of experience doing invasions in this game. Again, it is almost its own sub game. And eventually you'll just be conducting an orchestra with these guys. You'll be a master, but it takes practice. It takes doing. But again, if I can do it, anyone can. So thank you for watching this tutorial, and we'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye.